Hey everybody, I just wanted to start a new series that I'm going to call my Why Wednesdays. And what that's going to mean is I want to make sure that I share with you the why behind what I do. I hope that through the series you also are looking at your why you do the certain profession you do, what makes it something that you're passionate about. But I'm looking forward to this next step in showing you some more content and more into me and who I am. So I look forward to this, and I hope you come along with me for the ride. So if you're willing to, please hit the like button below and also hit the subscribe button, and if you would, the bell to the right of it, if you tap that as well, so you can continue to get updates from me. And let me know in the comments section what you'd like me to share, what you'd like me to talk about concerning senior care. So let's get ready and let's get going. Thank you. All right, y'all. So an important part of my why I love working with seniors, I have to go back to when I was a kid. My grandparents, my Nana and Gramps, meant so much to me. I come from a divorced home, as many of you all do as well. And my Nana was definitely the matriarch of our family. She had girls, daughters, and then her daughters had daughters. And I was the last of her grandchildren to come along. And being her first boy, she sure did like to spoil me. So you can imagine why I enjoyed being around her so much. But she and my grandfather, my gramps, shared a lot of things with me and spent a lot of time with me and my sister and also my cousin. My gramps was a quiet, amazing man. He taught me how to ride a bike, how to throw a baseball, how to golf. He did things with me that really typically a dad would do. So it was very difficult to see. When I was about 10 years old, my gramps, started repeating the same stories to me within a few minutes of each other. I was very confused as a 10-year-old. I went to my mom and said, "Mom, what's wrong with Gramps? He keeps telling me the same story that he just told me." And back then, there weren't many answers yet. So we were left to kind of muddle through. I think back then they called it senility or hardening of the arteries. But we know so much more today. But it was difficult. The first angry outburst I saw from him, we were on the golf course, again, which we love to do. And my grandfather was a quiet, godly man. Never heard him raise his voice until this time. And so I guess he felt the players in front of us were going too slowly. So he started yelling at them and raising his club up in the air, telling them to move on and go quicker. And I was just shocked. He told me to get in the golf cart, and we took off down the little golf trail and went right around these people and kept going and went to the next hole. And I didn't understand why that was happening. That wasn't my Gramps. That's not how he typically acted. So it brought a lot of confusion to me. Of course, I knew it was something not right with him, and that he was different, but I didn't really know how to respond. Over the next few years as well, I watched my Nana really respond to him in an incorrect way. She didn't know any better, and we have so many ways to be trained and taught about dementia or Alzheimer's now that I think if she had this type of knowledge, she wouldn't have done the certain things she did. She loved him greatly, but when he would start saying certain things or asking certain questions, she would say, "Well, James, of course you know that," or "You just asked me that a minute ago. Why do you keep asking me these questions?" And over time, and I remember one in particular time I was sitting there with them, and it was at the table, and she started saying that to him, and he got angry, and he stood up over her. And I was about 16 at the time, and I had to stand up in between my Nana and my Gramps and say, "Gramps, you don't want to do that." And gotta be honest with you, that was a really, really rough day. Forgive me for getting emotional. But that was the type of stuff that formed in my mind about, that people don't want to act this way when they have memory impairment. They don't want to become somebody they weren't. They don't want to be aggressive toward people they were always gentle and loving to. So it was very difficult to watch the change. So the next step that happened is the good Lord took my gramps in his sleep one night, took him home to be with him. And from there, I would spend time with my Nana. I was going to a junior college just down the road from where she lived. And I'd stop in and see her quite a bit, pretty much almost every day that I went to school. So we had a very close relationship, and she started to have memory impairment as well, and it was difficult to see. So at a certain time, as I got older, I actually decided when I was dating my soon-to-be wife, I wanted to make sure my Nana saw me propose to her. So Nana and Gramps were very important to me, and they're definitely a big portion of my why. So I want to ask you today, as I will most Wednesdays when I do these videos, what's your why? Why do you do what you do? And remember those whys to keep that passion going in your industry, whatever that is. And for some of you, when you think about your why, is there not a why? Do you feel like sometimes you're in a job that you don't have passion for? I'd really encourage you to try to sit down in a quiet space and search your feelings and your thoughts. What would you love to do? What is it that makes you passionate about something? And then look and see if you can do that. So thank you all for spending this time with me on a Wednesday, and I hope you have a blessed day. And till next time, bye-bye.